Yeah.
Okay, I'm here with Mackenzie Krieger, the Sustainability Manager at Chapman University. We're going to get her insight on how Disneyland could be more sustainable. Hi, Mackenzie.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thank you.
Good. So what is your job as a Sustainability Manager here at Chapman?
Well, at Chapman, I look at mechanical processes to see what we can do to make our buildings more efficient and to make our mechanical systems run better. I look at different building designs that we can do, so then when we build a building, different zones of it can be shut off or kept running for a 24-hour period if it needs to be. I work with waste issues like composting, recycling, anything of that nature, donating things that we can no longer use but are still in good shape. Let's see, it really does run the gamut.
Mm-hmm.
I work with our utility company to be sure that we're being billed for the correct things, or if there are opportunities for us to maybe not use as much electricity during certain hours of the day, explore those options and see if things like that we can do. I look at our water usage and our gas usage. I explore renewable energy options for the campus. Anything that has a sustainability bent to it, it falls on my lap.
Okay, great. And how could a Sustainability Manager help an organization like Disneyland become more sustainable?
Well, sustainability managers look at the whole picture of the whole organization, and so it's more than just looking at one avenue to say, okay, well, if we can make our buildings more sustainable and our building design better, not only are we increasing worker productivity and increasing the happiness of our workers, but we're able to save money on a financial side because we have built this building that's energy efficient and we're not wasting anything. With a company like Disney, it becomes a little bit difficult because it's just so diverse.
Right.
But having a sustainability manager in each different area of Disney that is focused on parks or stores or manufacturing is really what would help Disney become a more sustainable company, because when you're trying to look at such a huge organization, it's really, really hard to drill down. And so if you have different people in each organization and each business unit, it becomes much easier.
Right. So what do you think is the hardest part to transitioning to a more sustainable practice at Disneyland?
For Disney, I would guess that it would be what a diverse company that they are, and because they are in so many different, not only states, but countries, so practices that are perfectly acceptable in one country aren't acceptable in another, and things like, some countries are allowed to recycle certain things, other countries aren't allowed to recycle certain things. Mm-hmm. And so just because they are so diverse and they're so widespread, it's probably very hard to map out a very cohesive plan. And so for Disney, it would, because you have to break it down, there's probably not one good way to oversee the whole thing, just because Disney is so big. Right. But because it is so big, it has so much power. Mm-hmm. And so if it takes a really hard stand and says, sustainability is important and this is something that we're committed to, because Disney is such a powerful influence, they really have the power to educate a lot of people and change the way that business is done in a lot of different areas.
Now, in your opinion, do you think Disneyland is sustainable?
I love Disney. And they do a lot. They use biofuel at their theme park in Anaheim, and I'm sure they use it at other theme parks too. They work to do retrofits and lighting retrofits, and are moving more towards an LED situation, which is much more efficient than the traditional lighting has been in the past. And they do have aggressive recycling and composting programs. Mm-hmm. but because they're so big, I'm sure it's very, very difficult to ever really get to a point, or to get to a point very quickly. And just from a greenhouse gas perspective, because they do so many different things, they have movies and TV shows and manufacturing and a million different things that you don't even think about Disney being involved in. Right. That they're involved in. So it is. It's a pretty unwieldy beast, would be my guess.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no, I'm happy to.
That concludes the interview. And good.